it's going to give an audio feedback soon, so just waiting for that. Then we can take it up from there. But where is everybody? Okay, I think we're live. So Bishop, over to you. You can welcome people, welcome our facilitator. I'll start recording also from here, then I'll give it over to you. Operations right there.
Yes, I'm here, sir. So
Okay.
welcome once again, Mr. Oluwalonshola. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Mrs. Janet Adigun, all the way from Ackline Service. Thank you for being here tonight, and we are ready for what you have for us. Welcome, Kelai Damilola. Welcome, Kelai Tobi. You're all welcome. So tonight is going to be impactful and also, make us be able to be in a position of make us strategically position ourselves for the tax reforms and all of the policies that are, coming up here and there. Now, so can we welcome Mrs. Janet Adigun all the way from our client service? That's our facilitator for tonight. You're welcome. Drum
Thank you so
rolls.
much, Sam. Thank you. Thank
You're
you. So I would
welcome.
share my screen. Could you confirm if you can see my screen?
Still loading. Yes, we can now.
All right then. So I can proceed, right?
Yes, please go ahead.
All right then. Thank you all, and thank you, Kabzeel, for this opportunity. I'll dive in straight to the business of the day, and then allow for question and answer. So we already understand that there's a new tax law reform, and first 2026. Now, what we want to do is not a comparison as to which one pays better, but to enlighten people on when you have a limited liability company and you have business names, what are the changes? What has happened? Okay, so company versus business name. So I place it side by side, not because LLC, you have a separate legal entity. Business name is not separate from its owner. Limited liability company.
I guess the network is breaking.
CI profit after deducting business expenses. Business name, it also pays income tax, but it's under personal income tax. That's what we call PITA, personal income tax, while LLC is under CITA, CITA. So for liabilities, okay, it is limited to the business, but however, to LLC. However, for business name, it is, the owner is personally liable for every business debt for business name. Tax filing, it does its own corporate taxes. While personal income tax are filed by the owner, the Nigerian law states that PITA is done March 31st. That's the deadline. However, for LLC, deadline is 6 months after your accounting year ends. How is it taxed? It's true profit. So we are going to be looking at a scenario, and from there we'll now see the changes as it affects us. So what are the scenarios? If a
Hello, ma'am.
business
Can you
makes,
hear me?
so if the business has, yes, I can hear you.
Please, I sent you a message. Please maximize your screen. We're seeing some other things so that we can see just the screen. The icon beside that 30% up above.
All right. Please
That
confirm if
maximum.
it is better.
No, the arrow icon, not this one. The arrow icon to the right. The one that looks like two arrows facing themselves beside this what looks like a save button. So that should maximize it. Yes, that's one. Are you able to get it?
Is it better now?
Can somebody else see? I think it's still the same. You know what? Go ahead. Like
Apologies
we're
for
we're
that.
just saying some other things that we shouldn't. A presentation mode would have been
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead so that we don't just keep you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's the same. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so for a business, so looking at this scenario, an NLC, both of them have to make 10 million in revenue and spend 7.5. Okay, so if their taxes is at 2.5 profit, their business profit is 2.5 profit, what happens? So for the new law, CIT of 0% applies. For the new law, even 2025, because the turnover is actually 10 M. But for the personal income tax, you have a 15% band applies. So I will give more explanation as to this. So let me just quickly go to the next page. So this is where company. So what is the form tax? 30% of taxable profits with turnover above 100 million. It means that when a business makes less than 100 million from 2026 and is under limited liability company, it will be 0%. And what does, okay, so I'll get to where value added tax applies. So value added tax is also exempted. For business name, however, like I stated, it does not fall under the CETA rule. CETA is income tax is what is applicable is the personal income tax, like I stated earlier. For sole proprietorship, business name, anything under business name, a progressive tax actually applies. What happened with this? What happened now is in 2026, the income tax base has been expanded. The tax rate has equally been upgraded, which means that the schedule has been changed. So any income for business name, any income earned under any income, once a person has an accessible profit, the first 800,000 is exempted from taxes. Then we have other schedules that applies 2.2. So between above 800 to 2.2 is taxed at 11%. So it depends on the bandwidth. It's usually a schedule. We would compute that to be able to arrive at the tax relief, the tax payable. What happened with the business name? What happened is there is consolidated relief allowances, which used to be 200,000 flat rates. It has now been abolished, has been removed. I would not say that it has been replaced, but what has happened is that the government have brought in its rent relief. Okay, the rent relief is capped at 500K, 500,000 naira. However, whatever rent a person pays is 20% of that amount that will be relieved. So that is a new thing that has happened with personal income tax. You'll be showing the government officials, that's the tax officials, if they come to audit you, it means that you have to make your rent receipts available before this can be classified as an allowable expense. How can a business name reduce its taxes? There are some exemptions. You can pay yourself pensions. Pension, once you pay yourself pension as a business name, you can reduce your taxes. What else can you do? Once there is gratuity, it reduces your taxes. What else can you do? Those are exemptions. Once you sign up for a life insurance scheme, it reduces. Those are liable expenses so that they can reduce. This helps to reduce the pay as you earn that you would enjoy. And this is also applicable for employees that are in employment with an LLC. What else has happened? There's development levy. Usually before now, there are different levies. You have the education tax. You have the police trust funds. You have other taxes. So the government came to a conclusion and said, no, any company that earns above 100 million is just 4% flat rates that is applicable to all companies. What about capital gains tax? For capital gain tax, you have 30%. It used to be 10%, but now it's 30% on chargeable gains. The same applies for a business name and not employee. It applies for a business name, a registered business name. Education tax has now been replaced, like I stated earlier, with some development levy. Withholding tax, there has not been changes. Withholding tax remains the same, 5% to 10%, depending on your payment company. In summary, companies below 100 million turnover exempted from company income tax, capital gain tax, and development levy. Companies above 100 million turnover is liable for 10%, 30% on your accessible profits, 40% levy, and then there's 30%. But the 30%, the capital gain tax is actually progressive. And one interesting thing you should note is this. So for all companies must comply with the new e-filing. Now, one thing you should know, there is e-invoicing now. So for the e-invoicing, all companies are expected to raise their invoices real time come 2026. What the government did was to pilot it, to test run it with the multi-million naira businesses with turnover above 5 billion naira. The first time was August, but they couldn't do that. So November 1st, all multi-million naira companies are gone live on the e-invoicing. And from 2026, it's applicable to small businesses. So when you go to your tax profile, Tax Pro Max profile, you are going to see it there where you are to enable your e-invoices, and that is why the government has also encouraged businesses to go on cloud-based, meaning that you get software applications that you can synchronize with the Tax Pro Max, and then it enables you as you are raising invoices. It's done real time. What does this do? This is to help to reduce reconciliation on value added tax filing every time. So what's the next step for compliance? Like I stated, I had to go fast so that to entertain questions and see what the main issues are for people, and then we can address that. Number one, determine your classification. Are you a small company or a large entity? Some people are now like, okay, 2026, is it that all business names should not exist so that they can enjoy the new relief? Is that what you are saying? Is that what is going to happen now? And the answer is no, it's not. If a business name, if there is an artisan that knows that, oh, my revenue is X amount and it's still within the coverage, it should maintain its business name. But if you say that, oh, I want to grow and I want to really, really scale, do you think it is advisable to stay at that level? But one thing is that registering as a corporate body, an LLC, comes with its own responsibility. It means that for you to enjoy those company income, all those benefits, your status have upgraded, not just in name, but not just in structure on paper, but structure. You have to put in certain structures in place as a business. You will have to run it as a corporate body and not like as a business, and not as a one-man business, so to say, or a sole proprietor. Another thing you should do is ensures your books properly and is well done. One other thing, like I stated, update your softwares and payroll to adjust for the new rates that has come in. So it means that one will have to liaise with the software, accounting software vendors, such that they would be able to do this. But now there has been talk with software vendors, so that all of this in 2026 would be implemented. And one important thing is that we have to engage with tax consultants so as to optimize our structure and meet up with it's not just structure in paper, but structure in the sense of structure. And it means that you would get yourself enlightened, and as a if you peradventure an LLC, or you want to update your business name, upgrade it to an LLC, you ensure that you have either plus a lawyer, it's an accountant that will guide you through the process. I would stop here such that, thank you so much for listening. I would like to address questions if there are any.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing. Some portions of the recording, we couldn't hear you for some time because of network. My first question would be, what happens to people who, can you hear me? Because it looks like my own network is bad. Can you hear me?
Yes. Well, yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
I just got to. For those of us on the call and those of us on YouTube, let's appreciate Mrs. Adegon for sparing her time. This has been a very interesting conversation, especially because 2026 is coming and everyone is worried that what do we then need to do? For people that receive payments in their own personal accounts, what is their hope? Where do they stand? That's part one. Then for people that are run business name, is it possible to take the exact same business name to CAC and upgrade it? That's the second question. Then for people who are micro businesses and are not digital enabled, how would they go about all of this e-invoicing and everything? So those are my questions. Other people, you can either raise your hand to ask a question or drop it on the chat box, and then she'll take it from there. Thank you so much. Over to you, ma'am.
To get the last question, I couldn't go ahead and answer the third one. You said?
Okay, the third one was about people that don't have digital skills. What would they do about this e-invoicing of the matter?
Yes, that's the question I actually heard. I didn't hear the others.
Oh, okay. Number one will
Yes.
be okay, no problem. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Number one will be people that receive money with their personal account.
Okay.
How and they are doing business like that. I mean, typical people, they've not registered a business. How would they do? What would they do about all this tax wahala? Um, Number two will be people that then have a business name and don't have can they go to CAC and from CAC upgrade to say an LLC? And then number three would then be e-invoicing. In fact, they're
Sarah,
all
could you type?
okay. I'll type them out. I'll type them out.
Yes, because the only question I got was the third one. But am I audible so I can answer the one I heard?
I can hear you. Maybe other people should also comment if they can hear you.
Okay, please confirm if you can hear me. Yes, you can. All right. All right. So for the e-invoicing, what the government is saying is to ensure that companies go cloud-based because that is what they want to do. Then one person, somebody was asking me, what is in it for the government? Even why are they doing all of these things? One of the things that they are pushing for is efficiency. So most of those things that we see are actually not new. Just some few that are new, but most of them are actually not new. So they are actually not new, and except for the e-invoicing, of course. So they want to ensure that they collect these funds. In the news, like I told you that they piloted with some multi-million naira. Just one company paid 2.5 trillion as VAT recently. One company, 2.5 trillion. So they want to ensure that they are able to collect this. So what happens to companies? The advice is that companies should ensure details. So business name LLC just ensure that you get within your means, get an a cloud-based accounting software that you can sync the invoice system. What can people who use their personal accounts do? What can people who use their personal accounts to do business? It's advisable you don't use your personal accounts, whether LLC, whether business team. Separate yourself, discipline yourself. Most times, what this does is once you have a corporate account, it makes it corporate account, meaning when you have a business account or a corporate account, it makes your work. By the time you invite, sometimes it's advisable that you cannot. Oh, my network is breaking. Oh, so sorry about that. It's advisable that you have. They do. It's advisable. There are times that as accountants, we can use your bank statement to prepare your financial statement, do your financial records. And so it's advisable that you don't bring in your personal accounts and business accounts. So it means you are not ready for growth. One must maintain a discipline of having a separate account. Separate yourself. Even if you are a registered business name, separate yourselves. Let's know that this particular dedicated accounts, even business name, have to be registered. Unless I forget, it is advisable. This is not a new law, but we don't know how they are going to push it. If you are not, as an LLC, limited liability company, you are not expected to have dealings with somebody that is not registered. It means that if you have a vendor, your vendor has to be registered. Everybody that you deal with, you need to get their details and ensure that they are registered so that you will not be penalized at the end of the day. Can business name be upgraded with CAC to every day? Want to do that? business name can be upgraded. I hope I was able to answer your questions, please. And apologies, I don't know why the network is a bit messy this evening. Please confirm if I was able to answer the question. You're satisfied with the answers to the question?
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, all right. Okay. So do we have any further question? Any other question, please?
Okay, is there any way for people to reach out to you if maybe they want for further private sessions? Do you have like maybe a website or an email they can send an email to?
Okay, yes, I do have a website. You can reach out via mail@arclines.com, or you can go to the website www.arclineservice.com.
Okay, ma'am. All right. In
Okay,
absence
so
of any
mail
other
at
questions.
arclineservice.com, yes. And
Mail
mail@arclineservice.com. Yes,
Okay,
please.
I'll try and drop it on the chat now, so that anybody that then has any personal. So the recording is available on our YouTube. People can go over it, and we'll try and drop your mail there, so that anybody that then reaches out, that can then reach out to you also for personal engagement. Thank you so much for joining us today on the call. We've had a very good time, network notwithstanding. So if we can just say thank you, thank you, thank you, and then
Thank you so
we'll
much for the opportunity.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, everyone. So thank you so much. The live is available on our YouTube, and then we'll take it from there. So do continue to flourish in the worldly place. We have a wonderful, wonderful evening, everybody.
Have a wonderful evening, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Bye.